Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're here live with an interview with Morgan Myles on Country Fried. How is it, Morgan? How have you been? How's everything going? Where are you calling from?
I am calling from Nashville, Tennessee, where I live, and everything's going great. I'm in the studio right now, recording every day, so that's been really fun.
Very nice. Are you working on anything new? Is that what you're working in the studio with?
Yes, I'm currently about to sign a publishing deal, and there's 3 people we're all co-producing, which is super cool to finally be able to do, and all new music, and it's really good. I got to say, I feel like it trumps what I did last year. I think you always got to get a little bit better. Obviously, I love my EP, but I really felt like I could really kind of even expand upon way more. So I'm pretty proud of it.
There you go. I'm glad to hear that. We listened to a couple songs here from your album, Going.
We won't go home.
Yeah, but we play that song here a lot, and we're also trying to play more of your new stuff. We're hoping that you get it out sooner than later. But
totally. And the EP, we had so much success, and I just released that independently, pretty much on my own, and that really did draw more people in to want to work with me. And so it's now that other people are working with me, you kind of have to get more contracts involved, and that takes more time. So it's like, it's not as easy as just coming up with a plan and really releasing the music. So
oh yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at. It's a good place to be, but it doesn't allow me to really release everything as fast as I typically have been able to. So it's a little bit more of a execution. So I'll hopefully be releasing a single first, and that will hopefully be in the next couple of months, and then we'll just be in a really good place to hopefully release an album. And you never know where life might get me.
Yeah, hopefully. We're really hoping here. So let's dive a little bit deeper. So how'd you get started into country music?
I'm originally from Pennsylvania, and it was a rural area, and country music was always a part of what I grew up listening to. I was obsessed in the 90s with all the very big voices, so I didn't care what genre. I was like listening to Mariah Carey, to Whitney Houston, but then to Faith Hill, Shania, Trisha Yearwood, Leanne Rimes. It didn't matter. I was just obsessed with, like, the 90s was just packed with, like, really big voiced females. So, and I could sing like that, and I would just want to be them. And, so from that, my guitar teacher got me really involved with, he's like, you have soul in your voice. I'm like, what is that? So he started teaching me the blues, and so then I got really, really obsessed with Janis Joplin, the Sheryl Crows,
right.
Eva Cassidy, Susan Tedeschi, Bonnie Raitt, and so I just think that those women today would probably be considered country Americana.
Yeah.
Back then they were pop, which is crazy. So I just think the influences kind of just led to the storytelling of country music, and I got some opportunities in Nashville, and it led me here. So, and I really love country music. I believe what it stands for. I believe in family and faith in our country, and so it's definitely who I am through and through.
Very nice.
I think if you listen to my EP, it's definitely, we really focus on being able to still groove and dance. It's got a lot of R&B and soul, and yes, country, but definitely a cool fusion that we've let so many people, like my buddies, they'll bring it into like a club and put this, we won't go home on, and there's people that absolutely say they hate country music, and they're like, what is this? This is awesome. So it cracks me up. I think at the end of the day, you just make music that really, really hits home for you and what makes you happy. And if you love it, you love it. I mean, that's the thing with me. I don't really feel like I just love one genre of music. I love all music. I'm highly influenced every day by many different cool things. If it's a good song, it's a good song. I don't care if it's EDM. I don't care if it's a hardcore rap song. I listen to classical music to get through my road rage when I'm trying to get to a gig. So that's the beauty of today's world, that you can really access any type of music you want to hear just by a touch of a button. So I think it's pretty cool.
Very true, and agreed. So I am here with Morgan Myles. This is Country Fried. We're bringing a little bit of Tuesday action because we have so much space on Tuesday, and being a part of the radio station, you know that having live air is better than just having music playing in the background. So we're here with Morgan Myles on WSIN Radio 1590 AM. So another question I have for you is, we talked about how you grew up and you fell in love with music, but you also fell in love with country music at the same time. When did you kind of realize that, hey, this is what I want to make a career out of it?
I mean, I was so young when I said that. I mean, it was what always made me happy. There wasn't anybody musical at all in my family, so I think we were all just very stunned with my natural talent. And basically, in my little town, I just was able to really thrive there, and I started going back and forth from New York City at the age of 13, and just really trying to figure out this crazy business, which has been really difficult. But at the end of the day, music still makes me really happy. So it's just what always drove me. I mean, no matter what, like my mom and I we'd drive to New York City 3 hours after high school, and I'd go do like a little demo and drive all the way back and be at high school the next morning. It was just what made me really, really happy. And you know, my parents were just so supportive of, like, follow your dreams. And if they weren't, I probably wouldn't be doing it. But they were just like, you've got something. And we keep going, you know. We just keep trying to figure out this crazy whirlwind.
That's very nice. I'm glad to hear that. That's a big thing in artists that I've heard and done interviews with, is that they've always had a good parent or parents behind them to help them push along and, you know, be there by their side and help them through all the bad things.
The mental state. Yeah, I think one thing is, as an artist, you absolutely have to believe in yourself, and sometimes it's really hard to believe in yourself, and it's such a mental focus game of, you have to be like an emotional, vulnerable person to be a good artist, to put yourself out there and really get deep so people can relate to you. And then you got to be strong once it's out there to take the hit if whatever criticism or, you know, the comparisons. I mean, it's such a hard thing trying to be all those different people. And when you have two people behind you that keep saying, you are great, you are good, this is what you love to do, and keep saying that again and again. And you need that. You need that shoulder to cry on, because the minute my mom says, well, if this doesn't make you happy anymore, then you shouldn't be doing it, then I just go, no. Because I'm like, you can't crack on me. I need you to be strong. And it's a safe place. They're always going to be there for you, and I'm so lucky to have that. I would not be where I'm at, hands down, without them.
Very nice. I'm glad to hear that. Shout out to the Myles, you know. So now living in Nashville and doing the, you know, big record label, or not big record label, but putting out your EMPs, how long has it been now for you?
I moved to Nashville. I started at Berklee College of Music in Boston, and I transferred after my freshman year to Belmont.
Okay.
So I've been here for almost 9 years, maybe even 10. I haven't really looked up the time, but they say it's a 10-year town, and by God, it is. It's funny. But it's just every step of the way you learn a little bit more. And again, I think the children that grow up in Nashville with songwriter parents or producer parents, or even parents that work in the business, they know the business. And coming from a small town in Pennsylvania, no musical experience at all, it's definitely a game that you have to learn, and it takes so much time. And I don't know, it's one of those things that you just got to figure out, and everybody has a different journey, and you can't be upset one way or the other. You just have to stick through it and remember why you do this. Remember why you love it, and just focus on that.
Who has been the most, I don't want to say most famous, but the most, you know, you had that one person that you meet and you kind of turn into, we call it like a fangirl. Like you kind of just stand there and you're like, holy moly, I just met Brad Paisley, or holy moly, I just met, you know, Garth Brooks. Who's that one person that you've met You kind of stood there for a second and was like, yeah, I'm in a little fan zone right now.
I got to meet B.B. King in a little,
very nice,
just a little B.B. King's blues club that they have, B.B. King's, in Nashville. My one boyfriend that I had in this town one time, he actually played with him at one point, and so he knew him, and so I got to come back and meet him, and it was pretty much right before he passed away, like not long after he passed away.
Yep.
But I remember just like staring at him like a fool. Like I literally did not know what to say. I'm just like, you just read about him in books. Like you just, and I'd been to his concerts before and everything and whatever, but just standing right in front of him just didn't feel real. I was just like, am I drooling right now? I don't really know. But he's just one of those people, like if I saw Stevie Wonder, I'd probably do the same thing. And just people like that are just these legends that have been around for so long that you're just like, you will go down in history. Like if I saw Prince, oh my God, or, something like that, you would just be like,
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing, like, there's certain people that maybe might not be, like, the biggest, hugest stars yet, but that I just am, like, so enthralled in. Like, this girl named Lucy Silvas, she's an awesome writer in town and just a really, really great independent artist, and every time I see her, I'm just blown away, and people like that, you're just like, I'm fangirling, like, so I think it's really cool just to hear new people that come out and they just strike you right from the get-go.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing to see some of these people. And that's the one thing I try to do here is I try to find these artists that are not like so big name yet, that are just kind of just starting to get into the big, variety. And that was one thing when I emailed you, I don't know if you know him. His name is Luke Combs.
Yeah.
So I emailed him. I emailed his company, the one I had previously, and I get an email back saying, oh, he moved to Sony. And I was like, oh, that just got 10 times harder than it did before. Because I think he was with Monarch PR, and they answered, and I was like, oh, yes. And they were like, yeah, no, he's with Sony now. And I was like, it's going to be a headache. So I've had so many people from Dylan Jacobson on my show last year. I've had Adley Stud. I've had Maggie Bowe. I've had a couple others that are very small name, but they only could go up from there. They're great artists, they're great singers, and some of their albums have been amazing, and it's awesome. And that's why I saw yours, and I was like, I got to put this out here. I actually saw your original song, and I saw it, and I kind of look through there once in a while, and I saw that. And I actually saw your music video first. Here's some wacky questions that I've done in the past and I like to do here. What are your pre-stage rituals? Like, do you have anything you have to do before you go on stage?
Oh, gosh. Depends how much time I have with how late my band can be.
Okay.
What I like to do is I listen to like 2 classical songs, and then I put on like Frank Sinatra. That reminds me of my grandfather for some reason. And there's one song called My Way. Like, just I don't know why it gets me pumped, but both of those things are like, it's calming, and then I can kind of get my head in focus. And then I like to have tea, depending like where my voice is that day. If I'm super exhausted, I will have awake tea with this ginger in it with honey. I eat a whole spoonful of honey. And then or if my voice is really bad, like I'll chug a tablespoon of olive oil or a shot of it, depending on it. And then those are like the 2 biggest things. And then my band and I will usually pray together and just get pumped, depending on, or we're just flying high on Red Bull because we're just so dang tired.
Oh yeah.
Because my band, none of them really drink, and if they have anything, it's like a beer after late night or something.
Nothing too big.
We're just kind of really just the biggest thing is just that we're all connected. So, the fact is just bringing us together, and I'm the leader, so I got to like get my mind together and be in a good headspace. And my band's really good about that. I love my band. We're family. So.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. So if you had one person you could pick, deceased or alive, who would it be to go on a national tour?
Oh my God, that is like so hard. I think like in today's world, I would definitely go with Bruno Mars. I love how much he uses his band. It's really musical versus like crazy theatrics. It's like the meat and potatoes of his show starts with the music, starts with the talent, and his band is absolutely insane and incredible. And I really like that because all the other stuff is just added, and it's not like the lights and the costumes is like cool, but like I really love the fact that he's that big of a star, just really, really based on how amazing his show is based on the core, which is music. And I really, really respect him for that. I think I would just learn so much every single night, and I think it would influence me a lot just to really get better. I think that's the thing. You always want to, like, if I was, like, on a tour with someone, I would want to be with someone that I could really, really learn a lot. Like, when I was on the Reba tour every single night, I learned so much from that camp because they just know what they've been doing it for so long, and it stepped our game up. That, or like to go on tour at the Dell, that would be insane. Chris Stapleton, like as far as country, I think that'd be a great if I was opening for him, because I just think we're both on the soul side, and I would just again learn so much, and I just really appreciate what he has done for country music, and I really look up to him. I like the fact that he didn't give up. He kept remaining in town and writing every song for everybody else, but he just stuck to his guns and did what he did, and look how it paid off. And he's like, when in doubt, think about Chris Stapleton.
Oh yeah, well, it's just his story is amazing, and how so much time he spent writing for others and like giving a hand to others, and then he finally just said, I'm gonna write something for my own, and he killed it. He absolutely. I remember watching the CMAs, and it was just like, Chris Stapleton's winning this award and this award. And we came in the next day to do our show, and it was just like, Chris Stapleton won every award. There's no need to talk about it. It's over and done with.
Absolutely, there's not one person that could have said, no, he didn't deserve it. Like, I was crying that night, and I was just like, he deserved it. And it meant a lot for me, because that meant that soulful side of country music was finally becoming really accepted. And it did. It opened a lot of doors for me, but he's just hands down incredibly talented, and you can't take that away from him. You tried to shut him out, and you just couldn't stop him. And I love that Justin Timberlake, for a year and a half, there was rumors that Justin Timberlake was going to like sign into his label and all this stuff. I didn't really know what happened, and then all of a sudden that CMA thing, and I think Justin really just wanted to show what are you guys like not seeing here?
Yeah, he really brought that to life.
This guy. I love it. It's really cool.
So my last question here before I let you go is, if you had to change one thing about one of your band members, maybe it's like a pet peeve of yours that someone does, or something, you don't have to throw them under the bus. We don't have to say any names here, but you could say like your drummer, or, one of my band members does this that I wish I could change. Because we have people in this station that there are things that I would be like, yeah, you need to change that. I can't deal with it. But,
Oh, no, this is so easy. They already know, too. And I think everybody knows, like, all my fans. Because I call Thad is Mississippi Glow, and Guitar Phil. Like, they have no sense of time. They have no sense of time. And, like, they know it because we all have to be in a van together all the time. And it's like, I can't even tell you. I mean, Thad literally missed his flight. He's in the airport with us in Boston to go to Portland. That's the only flight that we could get there to make the gig. And, he missed it. You just finally, at the end of everything, but that's my one thing with my band. That and all my band members and my tour manager, they're these extreme foodies. Okay. Everything comes down to the food. It's just like, it baffles me. Every meal's got to be like exactly what they want. So it's insane. Like, people don't understand until they're with us. Like, I brought my really good friend that was shooting a video for me recently to my Christmas show. He was laughing so hard he could not believe it. Like, and I was like, I try to tell people, but they don't see it. So I don't know. We're a bundle of we're quite the group when you hang out with us. But needless to say, food and being late are one of those things because. The lateness with me being from the north, we all like to be on time. It's a huge thing. In the south, it's so much anxiety because I'm like, what if I'm going to be late for this gig? And that means, like, I'm stressing. Like, I'm doing makeup. I'm changing in my car, in the van, and I'm so mad. And I'm like, oh, why'd you have to be late? Take a shower. I'm the girl.
Yeah. I'm usually the one that's,
certain because Thad and Phil are best friends. I was like, you guys can't stay in the same room. You need one responsible person in the room just to get you up.
Oh, yeah. I fully agree.
It's like a slumber party every night for you guys.
Pillow talks and, giggling about girls.
Go to bed. What do you, what needs to be said at, 1 o'clock in the morning? Go to bed.
Oh, yeah. I have friends like that here on campus. All right. Well, thank you very much, Morgan. And we hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope you have a great day. And I hope to hear some new music soon, even though we love the ones you put out now with your EP. But check her out, guys. She is linked on the Twitter page right now. And you guys could also go friend her, follow her, whatever you want to call it. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's tagged there. I'll tag it in there today. And have a good day, all right?
Thank you. Bye, guys.